welcome to this look at Little Norton on console with me, MrSealyp. This is Little Norton. Deja vu? Absolutely. I was lucky enough to get early access to this from GBModding a little while ago, and I did a PC look around this map because I knew it was coming to console. This is the console release. It came out yesterday. I'm looking around it now. Why am I doing a second one on this? Well, one, you might not have watched it. You might not have watched the PC one because you might have looked at the thumbnail straight away and gone, not watching that, it's on PC. And that's fine. I totally understand that. Plus, I wanted to come on and have a look at things like slot counts and also what's different between... Because I was on a pre-release version as well. It's been out on PC for a little while, which I haven't looked at. So I wanted to see what was different, what had been added, what had been changed, and how does it affect us on console players. Sometimes maps are spot on exactly how they are on PC. Sometimes there are a lot of changes and things that are different because things don't port over particularly well between PC and console, and sometimes they just change them a little bit for ease of use and that kind of thing. So, without further ado, let's crack on. I'll do my usual, get all the facts and figures and statistics out the way first, then we'll go around the map. So, I'm on New Farmer. I always do my map tours on New Farmer. On New Farmer, we have used 755 out of 1,299 slots available, which is fine, and we do have a lot of start machinery, which we'll have a look at in a minute as well. If you come onto this on Farm Manager, it's only used 600 out of 1,299, and the same with Start from Scratch, only 600 out of 1,299, which I think is pretty good. This will use 336.67 megabytes to download, so not a massive download size. We've had some in the regions of 500 megabytes before, so pretty good, like that. Are there any custom crops on this? There aren't. Standard crops. Are there any custom mods on this that the map maker modder has made, GBModding? There's one, and it's a doormat, which I love. When Alien Jim did it, I love the doormat idea. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Contracts are available. Where do we start on New Farmer? Well, we start up the top here at the pub, which I think's fantastic. Always a good place to start, isn't it? And the actual farm we own is down here with the doormat here at the farmhouse, which again you can sell and you can move it anywhere you want, which I think is brilliant. I love that as an option. Animal pens are fixed in place. You can't do anything with those. They're part of the map. And we start off with these fields here, 38, 39, 40 and 41, which is absolutely brilliant. Biogas plant, we don't own, but it's only 35 grand, just over 35,000 to buy. So if you want to do anything with the biogas plant, fantastic. Loads and loads of forest on this, which you can buy in chunks. So if you like doing forestry, you haven't got to fork out huge amounts of money to start off with. The periphery of the map, there's not really any reason why you want to buy the periphery of the map, but if you do, it's 2,201,000. Field prices, I'll be honest, are pretty good. They range from very, very small, like clumps of, like here, 31 and 32 for 55 grand. Field 25 then, 372. 322, 162, you know, field prices are pretty good. We've got some more forestry over here, but that's part of the kind of riding school, I guess is the best way of looking at that. Like I say, if you saw the map tour already, some of these, well, most of this stuff is exactly where it was on the other one. None of that has changed. Some of the sell points have adjusted a little bit, what they will take, and you've got all the buy points and stuff here, which maybe they were on the PC version. I'm racking my brains now trying to remember. It's always that thing. It's been a little while since I looked at it. But anyway, we're going to get around the map and we're going to have a look. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I've missed off there? Doormat? No, I think we're pretty much good. So, let's come out of there. Now, one thing that is different, and I like that it's been added, thank you GBModding, when I did the map tour on this before, I made mistakes, there were errors. Another reason why I want to do this map tour on console, which I'm familiar with, because my PC editing skills are not what they need to be or should be. The audio was a little bit out of time by a few seconds with the actual video, and I was taking advantage of the increased speed. You can speed up the walking speed, and that kind of ruined it a little bit. And that's me just being honest. And you know, a few people commented, and when I watched it back I was like, you know what, yeah, should have done better, could have done better. So starting from here, I had to walk until we could get to somewhere to get a vehicle. Oh no, on the console version, We've got a pickup has been put here right at the pub. Now, I shouldn't be drinking and driving, so if you've had a few sherbets, get a taxi or walk. I haven't had a drink, so we're good. We can get cracking. So while we're here, let's have a look at the vehicles we start with. So, garage, 755 slots, like I said, on New Farmer. We do start with a fair bit of machinery. Massey Ferguson 5610, Fiat 1300 DT, Fast Track, JCB 4220, Massey Ferguson Activa 7347. We've got a skid steer loader, New Holland. We've got the pickup. We've got a small trailer, header for the harvester, plough, cultivator, seeder, fertiliser and herbicide sprayer. We've got a muck spreader. We've got a mower, windrower, baler. That's the baler wrapper, isn't it? Yeah. Baler wrapper, we've got a bale trailer, forks, I mean there's a load of stuff, header trailer, weights. We do also start with the grain silo and sheep water tank. Now those two, the grain silo and sheep water tank, if you come on this on Farm Manager and start from scratch, the slot counts down at 600. Those are the only two things you have. If you sell both of those, you can get the slot count right the way down to 595. So yeah, you can start on 595 if that's what you want to start on. And then also we've got the farmhouse doormat, which is the only modded thing on here, but cheap as chips to buy. So that's all the equipment we start with. Let's jump in the pickup. There are a few features from the PC version, or one in particular, that I was really hoping we would have on console. And I'm glad to say that we do. So we're going to leave the old oak, and we're going to head this way. We've got some barns and buildings around the back of the sheep pen just there. We're going to go, I'm just going to mix things up a little bit here. I'm going to start off as I did on the last one, but I'm going to go the other way around the map this time. Oh yeah, I'm that crazy. Let's go anti-clockwise this time. So, we're at the sheep farm, top of the map. We've got our buy, sell, load and unload trigger just here, as you can see, and I'm going to buy 4 sheep. Because what should happen now is one of the features that I really liked with this map initially was this crossing, that the sheep could cross into the pasture here and go back again. And I thought that's absolutely fantastic, but wasn't sure whether or not that was something we would get on console. Yes we do, and I like that. Absolutely brilliant. It's just one of those little things. It's a nice touch, something I haven't really come across before on console, and I like it. So, water trigger's just there. Feed trigger is... Hang on, I've lost it. Where's the feed trigger? It's on the other side of the field. Oh yeah. Feed trigger's up here. So if you're looking for that, and the wool trigger is around the back of the building. So that's the sheep farm. I'm really pleased we've got this. And like I say, it's just small things and that kind of thing, but... And our wool spawn point is there. Now that's a small one, but with the various different mods and things available, that doesn't need to be a problem, in all honesty. And that's the water tank, so that's the sheep water tank that we have just here. Right, moving on. We're just going to whiz down the road, then we'll come back up again. We've got another little farm. Again, it's not a farm per se. Well, I suppose it's a farm. There's a silo here. I'll have a quick look. I love the terrain and landscape. Well, that was something I was going to check. I didn't check before. Collisions on hedges. Yep, we have collisions on hedges. I'm sure people will ask, as they often do, are hedges and things removable? Not that I'm aware of. Most maps they're not. It's only if the map maker specifically goes in and decides, you know what, I'm going to make the hedges either cuttable or removable, or the fences can be cut down or removed in their entirety. A few map makers do it and have done it, but not all do. This map is seasons ready. So just down here, we've got this farm. Now again, if you get rid of the sleep trigger, the farmhouse trigger, the little mat, you could put it over here, you can put it anywhere you like, and that's what I like. So you could put yourself a little shed in the middle of nowhere and put that doormat in front of it, and away you go. So we have got a workshop here at this farm. There's a fuel trigger just through there, and right the way around the back. I'm sure some of these yards have changed a bit as well from the PC version, but again that could be me misremembering, just thinking all the map tours and things I've done since then. But we do have a silo round the back here with the load and unload trigger tucked in the building just there. We do start on New Farmer with some crops in storage already. Buildings and barns and things are all very cool. Actually, we'll close that as well. It doesn't belong to us, so we should really close it. So we are currently here. We started here at the pub. We've gone to the sheep farm and we're here. So what we're going to do now is go up and we're going to go anti-clockwise. We went this way last time and I ran all the way down that road and that was not professional at all. So we're going to go anti-clockwise round. I'm probably going to take that route round up past the farm. We'll come back in past Grain Company's shop and then to all these points here. That's the plan. Oh, the ability to do a J-turn on this would be amazing. I like the layout of this. It has I've said it before on various different maps. There's a very natural feel to it. Now, it does say on the Modhub this is a fictitious place. Little Norton is a fictitious... Well, no. Let's put it another way. It does say that Little Norton is a fictitious map. There is a place called Little Norton that does exist in the UK. It's not far from Yeovil, so it's kind of down between Dorset... Well, Yeovil is in one of the counties, but it's pretty much in between Dorset and Devon. But yeah, there is a place called Little Norton. Although this map is not based on that. It's not a kind of, this is an actual representation of Little Norton. It's just the name. But if you want to go for a geo, the Devon one you might get away with, or, something along those lines if you're looking to do seasons on this. So, let's go this way. Traffic's running at a fairly good speed. That's always helpful. We're going to take this right and head up to the northern part of the map. Now again, this is one of those with hedge collisions, like so. Having tight-in fences and hedges, a lot of people don't like, and I understand, I totally get that. Moving larger machinery around, especially if you want to use slightly larger machinery, can be tricky, and even using medium machinery when you've got hedge collisions and things on can get a little bit trickier. It all comes down to the sort of thing you like, and I've said it before, whilst I'm playing on Stone Valley at the moment, British maps are what I know, it's what I like, because it's what I grew up around. Whenever I go anywhere, this is the sort of countryside I see, so it's familiar, but not everyone likes it, and I understand that. We have another farm up the top here, which again doesn't have anything on, but if you want this as your start farm, you can just bring the doormat up here, put it up here, and this could be your start farm. I like the fact they're all different, they're not laid out the same way, it's not just a plonk and play, look, here you go. But yeah, it's very cool. I'll be honest, I'm amazed just how many places around the UK have a very keen hot air ballooning club near them. A lot of them do seem to have it. That's not poking fun, it just always makes me smile whenever you go on a map and there's a balloon going around the sky. So, continuing along the northern part of the map, heading west, and that is the top of the map right there. That's a nice feature. I do like things like that. It's when you kind of get to the edge and you don't know there's an edge and you sort of bonk, unless you're looking at the map in the bottom left hand corner where you don't have that on at all, and the cars kind of just disappear off through a hole in the wall kind of thing. That's nice little touch. So we're going to head still across a little bit and round. Bit of forest up the top of the map here too. Like I say, if you're into your forestry, there's plenty to do. Oh, see, I'm in Stone Valley mode. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Always worries me ever so slightly, and I suppose it's that kind of muscle memory thing that I'm going to get in my own car and wrong side of the road because the maps have been played on. It's never happened yet, but it's always a worry. So give way to the traffic. Is a bit speedy, isn't it? That's me saying, why does this always happen? Every time I come to a junction, all of a sudden, everyone and his uncle's coming on the road. Right. So, sell point. Grainco is the first one we're going to be looking at. So we are here at Grainco up the top. We go across one, we've got the sell points all down here. Grainco is just there, so it will take all your major crop types. What I love as well on this map is you've got the Custard factory and the Custard factory milk and water, and there's some really nice elements to it which are a little bit different to the kind of standard fare. We don't have a port or anything on here in the middle of a map, which always baffles me when you get a map that says like Port Southeast and it's in the northwest and there's no water. It's like, okay. Anyway, I digress. And then the store is round here. John Deere dealership. I was very impressed with this on PC, with the fact there was equipment and stuff out, and I liked that. It was pretty cool. Oh, someone's traded in a class for a John Deere. And things like this. This is what I wanted to look for on console. You know, was all this still going to be here? You know, what were we looking at? The detailing on these sorts of things I just thought was absolutely fantastic. Workshop trigger is around the side, and you can go in. This was all nicely detailed too. Now what's great is you can kind of come just in if you want to. The trigger is outside, so if you've got big machinery you don't have to worry. We do have an entrance in that way as well, so if you're doing a narrative thing you can bring your vehicles in. Another cool feature, please open, there we go. When you actually come into the kind of office area, you've got this window here. So you can look in on the guys when they're working on... Hang on a minute. This was not on the PC version. I made the wall. Look. I'm on the wall. Look, Mum. I'm on the wall. How cool is that? I'm going to smile all day now. No, I know I said that before on one of the maps. When I did a map tour, I said, oh, one day I hope I make the wall. And people then said, well, you're on maps and you're on various different things, and Alien Jim's always putting stuff. And I get that, but it's just cool to see your thing on the wall, isn't it? That's absolutely mint. Happy with that. So, come on. Open. There we go. So we come back out, and the actual store trigger is just here. Like so. Very nice indeed. That's the store. Heading down to the main kind of, I suppose, well, it's not a town, is it, but village area. There's a supermarket and various things. And considering what the slot count is, there's a load of detail on here when you've got all these little cottages and there is a lot of detail on here. And I like that a lot. This little path here, if you're on foot, winds its way right the way across and brings you out actually where we're going to be heading to now, but we're going to go the roadway obviously. Apologies for driving on the grass. So, even the road signs, just brilliant. Gradient road signs, zigzag road, you know, it's all there. Although it doesn't zigzag that much, but it's fine. So, down to the roundabout. We're going to go out to the left first and do a few of the sell points through here, and then we're going to come back around and we'll do the whole loop, don't worry, we'll get everything in. So we're going to go around to the Custard factory first. Now unfortunately, you know, you don't actually get custard out the end as a byproduct, it's just the fact that they want all the various different things to make custard, but it's just like, you know, a little bit different, isn't it? So we've got the Custard factory bit here, and then we've got a trigger just through there as well. We'll look at both of those in just a second and what they take at both of these. So one of them is Custard factory and one is Custard factory milk and water. Let's look on the map, like so. So we are now here, we come down the road, round the roundabout, up here, and we're at this point here. So that one there is Custard Factory Milk and Water. The one we're at now is Custard Factory. If we go across one, you'll see them both there. Custard Factory takes wheat, but it also takes sugar beet and sugar cane and eggs. So all the sweet bits and all the stuff it needs for doing that. Custard Factory Milk and Water, surprisingly enough, takes milk and water. So you can actually sell water, which is an interesting one. So if you put in a point where you can get water, you can do water deliveries if you want to do that. It doesn't pay out massive amounts of money, but you can sell water, which it's a nice little feature to have. Carrying on. So there's the other sell point just there. I like the planter boxes around the trees as well. See, wrong side of the road again. Right, swinging in to here, we have got various different sell points and we've got some buy points here too. So, we have got here, this is a buy point for seed, fertiliser and lime. Just here. That's a sell point, that's the livestock market sell point. So sell point, buy point. That's interesting because usually the buy points have white and black hatchings, don't they? That threw me a little bit initially, but that's definitely a buy point. And then when we come around here, we've got buy points for slurry and manure. So these are both buy points too. If we look on the map, it does say in white, seed, fertiliser, lime, buy point, manure and slurry, buy point. And we've also got the animal dealer. So these are buy points, and your animal dealer is just in here in the building. Just there. So buy, sell, load or unload. If you want to transfer the vehicles, the animals yourself, that's where that trigger is. So that's all those ones. Now can we get back out this way? We have got a petrol station. Oh yeah, we can. Petrol station just opposite. We'll work out which route I'm going to go from here actually. I think I'm going to go out the other way. So petrol station just here. Oh, those prices are shocking but realistic, which is quite scary. So for Americans that might be watching this, let's put it in perspective. I watched the TV, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong and comment if I'm wrong, but I watched a TV programme fairly recently where somebody had said they were paying, it was something like $2 or something it was, per gallon. A gallon is about 4 litres. Those prices there are per litre. So we're paying for diesel £1.29 per litre. Times that by 4, that's what we're paying per gallon. It's outrageous. Anyway, just a bit of a rant. Wouldn't be a MrSealyp video without a rant about something. God, my voice is on the go today. So, Ledley, we've got our supermarket sell point, which is tucked around the back here. Not as easy to get to, especially if you're using articulated lorries, big vehicles, that kind of stuff. But that's around the back there. We're going to continue down the road. So that little pathway I was just talking about comes out just there. See it running down. Little football pitch to the right hand side. So another feature I was really impressed with on PC. I thought it was just cool, you know. I say I don't. It's only because that's my comparison at the moment, and I only do. If you are new to my channel, I play on console, I record on console, I edit pretty much all on console. I've done the odd PC review if I've been offered the chance to do an early access video, and I've only ever done that, and will only ever do that if I know and I've been assured by the map maker that that particular map will come to console. If it's not coming to console, I don't do early access reviews, generally speaking, because it's irrelevant to me and it's irrelevant to most of my viewers, because at the end of the day, if it's not coming to console, why am I looking at it, kind of thing. I know it sounds a bit kind of arrogant, but... So, Wood Farm Trekking Centre, which is one of the horse stabling areas, and there are a couple on the map. Again, very nicely detailed, lots going on. We do have our trigger here for buying, selling, loading or unloading of horses. Water trigger, feed trigger, just there. But what's really cool and what I liked about this is you got like, because it's a trekking centre, you've got like a pony trekking course that runs off and winds through the woods every so often. If it's still the same, and this is what I wanted to come on here and look for, which way do I go? It is still the same. Look, we've got little jumps and things as you go around. So if you are going to do horses, and on console, because we don't have a horse helper mod or anything, you have to exercise the horses yourself, rather than just going round around the field, or sometimes I'll just go on a ride around the map or whatever I'm going to do if I'm going to exercise horses. You can bring them out and go around the course kind of thing and do jumps and various different things. It just makes it a little bit more interesting, It breaks up the monotony of exercising your horses, which is part and parcel, but it is the way it is. So yeah, pony trekking school, very cool. So we're going to head down the hill to another really nice feature. And again, I'm hoping this is the same. I'm just repeating myself, I know I am, but I wanted to do this comparison. I want to see. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that on console we've got, all the stuff that I really liked about it, So we have, look, Little Norton Industrial Estate, and I love that. So we've got Cozy Wall, Sweet Potato, Co-op, Cement Factory, Sawmill, Transport Company. There are quite a few sell points here. So we've come from the roundabout here and all this, supermarket, down here, looked at the trekking school, and now we've come down here. So we are on the western side of the map, and we've got a few sell points. If we go along to that, what we're going to do in a second is the sawmill. If we go all the way around here, we've then got spinnery, Sweet Potato, and the co-op sell points are all here. So if we go around this side, we'll go to the sawmill first. Foundation cement, like that. So lumber and wood chip sell points right on top of each other. I don't think we can get through the back there. I won't try, because it could end up being a completely wasted journey. So, to my right, spinnery, Cozy Wall, traditional spinnery. To my left, Sweet Potato, just tucked over there. Natural foods, sweeter prices. Very nice indeed. And then we go right way through to Co-op. And I like the fact it's all signed. There's no, you're under no illusions as to what sell point you're at. It's not, sometimes you go around the map and you have to keep looking on the map screen, as I just did, but it's all there. It's labelled, you come onto the industrial estate, it says what's on the industrial estate, and as you go around, the signs are all there. Nice features, very cool. So, moving on from here. Back past the riding school trekking centre. We are going to take a right. We're going to come back to the turning we're going past now, but we're going to go to the garden centre. So, garden centre sell point. Now, as far as I'm aware, this was something I missed, and I apologise for missing it when I did the original map tour, but the sell point is just there. You can sell slurry and hang on, what was it here? So at the garden centre, I don't want to get this wrong. Where are we? Garden centre. Garden centre is slurry and digestate you can sell here. So another one of those things that a lot of maps, you get your byproduct of digestate, you can't sell it unless you put in a placeable for doing it. You can sell it here. What I did miss originally, which I'm hoping I'm getting this time, there are greenhouses all on the back of here at the garden centre. And as far as I'm aware, I haven't checked it, but I was tipped the wink on this when I did that map tour. These 2 points here, if you put water in and you put manure in, you get stuff in the greenhouses. So yeah, what I might do is I'm going to test that afterwards, and at this point, if that is correct, a little thumbs up will come up on the screen. There we go. The test I performed at a later point and added in during editing. So yeah, if it doesn't come up on the screen, then it didn't work, or I'll put a thumbs down, or you know, something along those lines. So that's the garden centre. There is a water fountain just there, but yeah, we will check that. I will check that. So rather than going that way, we're going to go back around and down this little side turning because it takes us to the next point we need to go to. Little country lane. So as we head down the hill, we've got a turning in here. There are some barns and buildings and stuff there, which aren't necessarily particularly relevant other than if you want to start your own kind of farm there, but nice little house on the left hand side if you want that to be your starting home. What we have got here are pigs and more horses. So if we turn in just here, this is a really nice map, you know. So, just here, more horses. So if you don't want to have it at the riding stables and you want your own horses, you can have them here with our water trough and our feed trough down the bottom of the hill just there. Keeping on round. Fuel tank just there, and then we've got our pigs. Buy, sell, load or unload just there. Water trigger and feed trigger is over. Oh, that's for straw. Oh, there is. And the feed trigger is just here. As to how many, this is the same thing again. I haven't. I don't always look to see how many they hold. It's one of those things I think, well, you know, if you're going to run them anyway, would that be a thing that on a, you know, the problem is how far down the rabbit hole do you go? Because I often have people that message and comment and say, oh, could you please start including this in your mod reviews and your map tours, and then the list becomes longer and longer and longer, and you think, well, I could, but then it's just tons and tons and tons and tons of information. Some of those things, I suppose for some people maybe it is, that is a be all and end all. If I went on and said, oh, the pig farm here, you can't sell it, but you can only have 100 pigs, would people honestly say, oh, I'm not playing? If I can't have 500 pigs, I'm not doing it? I don't know, maybe they would. Let me just have a quick stop and think about this. Sorry for today, just whizzed off to have a quick check. I think it's 300. Unfortunately, on console, it doesn't give us an ongoing tally unless you've got the money to buy them all. When you hit confirm, if you haven't got enough money, you can't. It's one thing that I've always found frustrating about when you're buying animals. It goes up with the money, but on console, it doesn't give you a running total of how many you're purchasing. which is, yeah, it can be a little bit frustrating. We're going to go from here. So yeah, that's pigs and horses. Maybe it's something I should be adding in. If we go around here, tucked away, we've got another little yard again. You know, use it as a staging yard, use it for storage, use it, you know, for whatever. I like the fact it's all here. We are going to get down to this bit. There's a dual carriageway that runs on the bottom, and then you've got all the forestry. There's something in the southeast corner we can have a look at, and we're going to end up at the biogas plant, I think is where we're aiming for. What we're going to do now is head along this little track, and we're coming up on the back of the main farm. So this is the farm that you start with on New Farmer. Although you start up at the pub, this is your farm. There is a little track, I believe. Can we get through the back here? Where's the next one over? I think we probably can, but I'm going to do the next one over. So we're coming to the back of the farm. And this is cows and chickens. Don't know why I just turned the engine off. So let's back away from the gate. So, main farm. Cows, water trough is just to the right there. Milk trigger is just there. Bedding trigger and feed trigger I think is alongside there. Slurry point is just here. Buy, sell, load or unload for the cows is there. Nice big open pasture area. There you go, feed trigger on the side there. So the feed trigger's that one there, and I'm pretty sure this one is for the bedding, I think. So, as we come through, I'll come back for the pickup in a minute. We've got another workshop trigger. This is another one of those maps. I really like the layout of the map, of the farm. I think it's really cool. Silo point is just here. With your silo collection point just there. On most, if not all, the machinery is here at this farm other than the pickup. So all the stuff we start with is all tucked away in various different barns and buildings. No shortage of space here either. Got your skid steer loader. Very nice indeed. We'll get to the house in just a second. And a split across the track as well. Again, another one of those little, just a nice little layout design feature which I really like. If you go off down the little track there, just in amongst the trees, oh, we'll have a look. Like I say, you might not have watched the previous version of this, so your Fiat that you start with is kind of here as a kind of derelict in amongst the weeds tractor. So if you are running a storyline type thing, again, another nice touch. I like it. It's clever little details like that just stand things apart, you know. A lot of thought goes into it as to, you know, how it's going to be run and what you're going to do with it. We'll hop that one. And also the fact that the machinery is used, you know. It's dirty, it's, you know, it's not got a lot of hours on it. If I recall, if we go across and have a look, all of our things say 0 days. Although, that's interesting. The Fiat says 0 days, but hours 784. So that's an old derelict piece of machinery that's going to need some work because its repairs on 0 and its value is through the floor. Same with the pickup, same with the massive Ferguson 5610. All the ones that have got red exclamation marks there have got a few hours on them already. It's a nice touch. I like that. I was going to say, because I looked on it initially and it said 0 hours, and I thought that's pretty cool. But no, they're used, which is even better, I think. Harvester is tucked away in here. Muck spreader, bale trailer, fuel point, header and header trailer just there. Very cool. Which brings us around to the front. We do have a garage for parking your pickup if you want to do that. And the doormat trigger is just there. Like I say, you can sell that, move that whenever you like, but the farmhouse here you can go into. You can have a look round, you can go upstairs. All very nice indeed. We won't go upstairs, but you can if you want to. Then opposite, kind of part of the same farm, we've got the chicken farm. I'll hop the fence. So off this little lane here. Egg pallet, or egg box, depends if you're using pallets, but egg spawn point is just there. Buy and sell point is just there, and our feed trigger is just there. Very nice indeed. So, back over, grab the pickup. We're going to head out to the last couple of sell points. We haven't done the biogas plant yet. Let's close that. Go through the little archway, back into the yard. I'll come back and close the gates later. Don't worry. So, down the lane here. A little bit of forestry here if you want it. Take a left here. Which brings us to Little Norton Grain Mill. What I like about that building, I know it sounds you know, a bit daft or whatever, but the old workhouses you see dotted around the UK that come from a darker time during the Industrial Revolution and whatnot, but it looks like an old mill, you know, it has that look about it. It's really nicely done. It's the right building in the right place, you know. Excuse me. So what's wrong with my throat today? That's not good. Anyway, down the road, we're coming down to the southeast corner of the map now. There's a couple of features I want to have a look at. One is a biogas plant. As like I say, it's only 35 grand, so not too bad if you want to do a bit of biogas work. We do have another petrol station just here. Now, this one, let's open up that menu, got my side panel on, so the bunker silos are across the road to the actual biogas plant. So that ability to run conveyor belts to unload your bunker silos into the sell point, not as easy to do. I wouldn't say it's impossible, it probably is possible. You'd have to have quite a few conveyor belts to get it to work, which could become a bit of a minefield for operation, but the biogas plant is just here, with the sell point trigger just there, and your digestate tank trigger just there, so your byproduct comes out of that pipe just there. Now, down to the last little bit I want to show you, and we've gone around pretty much the whole map. And this isn't a sell point or anything, and I say it, I'm going to show you. Again, I'm hoping it's here on console, because it was one of those things I really liked. So we come down to the dual carriageway that runs on the southern part of the map. But what it did have, and it looks like it still has, is this building site where they're continuing the extension, the building of the dual carriageway, which I just thought was fantastic. It's another one of those elements that if you're going to do a storyline of some description, even the cones, coning it off and sending you the right way and into the forest that way if you're going to be doing forestry. Now I'm trying to think, did the PC version of this have an animation? I can't remember now. I mean, there is kind of. It's kind of working, you've got the engine sound and stuff, but I don't know, I just like it as a feature. I think it's cool when map makers add in these elements. Elements that don't necessarily have to be there, don't need to be there. If they weren't, nobody would know. But when they are put on, it just adds that extra element, you know? It adds that bit of immersion to the whole thing, which I really like. And I like this map. It's a good map. GBModding's done a brilliant job on it. I And that's it. That's the tour. We've been round pretty much everything. From the garden centre down here, took in the pigs and the horses, out along the lane there, up to the main farm, just here. Looked at the chickens, out across the little Norton grain mill, down to the biogas plant, and now down here to the building site. We started off up this road here. We came down and did that point there. This is where the pub was. That's where we all started. So we've pretty much done the whole thing. There is this little lane that runs right, a little track that runs around the back of the map, and there's some fields up the top here, and you know, as I always say, you know, I can't show everything. I try to show as much as I can. There's no substitute for getting on a map and just having a bit of a drive around yourself, having a bit of an explore. You will always find things I missed, you know, especially if the map maker's been having a bit of fun with it. And sometimes, like with Sandy Bay, there's all sorts of things tucked away that you kind of come across at different points, and those elements on the map are absolutely fantastic. So let's get rid of that. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.